you're all over the place. You're like a pinball in a pinball machine. Hi my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Keisha and I'm glad to meet you. If you're a repeat visitor, welcome back my lovely. I missed you. Today I'm going to give you guys a quick get ready with me. I'm going to show you a start to finish on my look. I literally am going to start this video with 2 French braids and we're going to finish with this beautiful faux hawk look. And I'm also going to show you the makeup. So today's look is a beautiful warm smoky eye. Oh my god. I am totally in love with how this turned out. I'm literally finna get ready to go out the door and get ready for work. So, if you guys love this look and you want to see more looks from me, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. If you want to continue to get content from me, then hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I put up my next item on this menu of life, my next video pop up, then hit that bell button. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get ready for work today. This is gonna be a get ready with me type of vibe. We're just gonna chit chat it through. I'm gonna show you how we transition. So for starters, we're gonna explain what we're working with. So I wash my hair, and to help it dry, I always just put my hair in 2 French braids like this when I'm in a hurry. And then once my hair is fully dried, then I sort of transition into my next look. So today's style is gonna be a little different. It is still gonna be protective style, but it's gonna be with a little flair. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my hair down and I'm gonna show you the first side. French braids for me are quick and easy protective style that I think anybody can do. If you know how to French braid, you're good. So when you take these down, I'm gonna have texture established. It's not my natural texture, but it is something. This is a little braid out. The texture is a little bit different from a twist out. Twist out looks more like a wave or a spiral. And I just gently bring it down. And as you guys can see, my hair still has luster, it still has shine, it's still moisturized, which is the whole purpose of putting it in this style. Because I did do my post-wash routine, which is basically adding my leave-in, adding my DIY oil, and then my butter. So for this particular wash day, I use my As I Am leave-in, my DIY shea butter and coconut oil combo, and the double cream, also from As I Am. And I just put that in the hair, detangled, combed everything through, and this would be a great transition look. Like I love these big chunky waves. So I could do this. I typically don't leave my hair out for more than 2 days in the summertime because I feel like my hair just dries out and gets really brittle. But this is it. Beautiful texture. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take down the other side because today I'm feeling a little extra. So we're gonna do that. So let me take this down and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Both sides are down, slight fluffing. So the tools I'm gonna use for this quick transitional look will be my large tooth comb, my vented brush, a rat tail comb for parting, and my double butter cream from As I Am. I'm also gonna be using some elastics. I have several different sizes of elastics. Just depends on the size of my hair. So I have large ones like this, and then some regular size ones. I'm also gonna use some clips to help maintain my hair out of my way. So a couple of these. All right, so I'm gonna go with like a faux hawk vibe. So you might want to make this section bigger. We shall see. So for the sake of saving time, I'm just gonna quickly go through the parts here and we'll speed it up. Okay, so Now that my hair has been sectioned, I'm going to section my hair into 3 parts. Sometimes I do 4, but I think I'm going to stick with 3 today. So I'm going to have this back section, which is still down, the center section here, and then I'm going to have this front section. I might end up taking some hair from this middle section for the front, but we'll see when we get there. So to help me with styling and get everybody where I want it to be, I'm going to use the Double Butter Cream. This is beautiful yellow. As you guys can see, I use it. It smells good too. I use it a lot. So, just gonna see how I want this to come together. I'm gonna turn to the side. So, what you're gonna do is bring it together. Try to determine if you want it high or low at this point. I think I'm gonna go with like middle of the way, but more on the high side. So now that we know where we're going, I'm gonna grab a little double butter, not a lot. And I'm just going to bring this on my hair, sticking close to the roots because I'm kind of using this kind of like a styling product versus wearing gel. Now, I'm going to wash my hair probably right after I take this down so it's no biggie. So I'm going to divide this in 2 sections. I'm going to take my wide tooth comb and lightly detangle in case I have any of that issue. But I'm not really concerned about conserving the texture. I'm really not. So I'm gonna comb this out and be right back. Alrighty, so my hair is detangled. If you're detangling your hair and you're noticing your ends might feel a little dry or brittle, just add a small amount of butter to the ends and keep it moving. I like my ends to be hydrated because they are the first to dry out. And the longer your hair is, the more you're gonna notice like your hair is super saturated and moisturized up here. And then at the bottoms, it looks a little more, and it feels drier too. I'm not afraid of adding hydration to my ends. And when I need it, I just grab a little extra, probably about a dime to a nickel size amount. And I just rub that where I notice the ends are starting to feel dry all the way down. I'm going to gather my hair. Alrighty, so I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see the placement. So this is where we're going to put it, right about there, okay? And if you don't want to experience any tautness, hold on a second, okay. So I like to grab as much of my hair as possible, especially here at the nape of my neck. But if you have it too taut, when you move your head, you'll feel the pulling and the tugging, and that can be really annoying and uncomfortable. So what I'll do is I'll grab the hair, tilt my head downwards, and then grab my hair before I put it in the elastic. That gives you a smooth finish, but when your head is moving, guess what? You've already added tension from your head being down. You're not going to notice the tension as you're going throughout the day. So tilt your head down and then put it in the elastic. I don't tighten my hair too much. If I'm using a regular size elastic, I'll probably go around 3 times, but I'm using one that's double the size. So I'm probably gonna do about 4 to 6 until I get it tight enough where I feel it ain't going nowhere. But like I said, now when I move my head up and down, I'm not feeling any pulling. So that's just a little tip for the nape of the head. So just to get this out of the way, I'm gonna lightly grab it, twist him, and secure him with the clip. And now I'm gonna do the same thing for the other 2 sections, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so we have sectioned my hair, side view, we have a back section, a middle section, so boop, boop, and then my front one. Now if you wanted to, like I said, you can part this into 4 sections, but I kind of like the way this 3 vibe is looking. You can even do a bun faux hawk. So you can leave it like this, braid it, twist it, and then pin it into these sections. And that'd be really, really cute. If you twist it and put on some holding product, you can take that down and have some texture and really fluff it out next day. But I have other plans. So what I'm gonna do is actually braid coming forward. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin around. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. But I'm just gonna start like this. I'm gonna grab the back section, split it into 3. And I'm gonna braid it up just like I would a French braid, except we're just going backwards. So we have a braid. And then as I go forward, I'm gonna turn like this. I'm gonna start picking up hair from the center section. And as you start picking up hair, you wanna sort of like give it a good grab, you know? Make sure it's really parted. You gotta part that Red Sea, honey. So make sure it's really doing a good job of separating into 3 new sections. And I'm gonna bring it up. So now I have a new braid. I'm gonna remove the clip here. Undo that one. Make sure my 3 parts are done, and I'm gonna slowly start incorporating hair from the front. Just like that. And now that I'm at the end, I'm going to be really taut about it, you know? I'm gonna make sure that I'm keeping my section separated so I don't have any tangling, and this stays really nice and together, because I don't want to have a frizzy braid. So as you guys can see, this is the look. Oh yeah. So now that I have the braid, look at that length, guys. Oh my God. Okay. I'm actually going to bring it around and sort of wrap it like this. Holding onto that end really firmly. And now that I'm at the end of it, whoops, I lost my bobby. Hold on. Holding that end piece, I'm gonna grab a bobby. I like to use the large ones. I'm gonna tuck him right on up under here and sort of tuck him in there. And you can see he pokes out. So if he does, we're gonna go to the other side. So we basically just pulled it down a little bit and then bobbied it down on this side, because obviously my hair wasn't long enough for me to have this really thick situation going on. But to give me a similar density for this side to this side, just bobby that bad boy down, okay? And that's it. At this point, you could bedazzle it up. You can put in some clippies or something like that. I never have those things, so I don't ever put those on. But I do have bobbies for days. So there's your final look. And we're gonna go to the side and the back and the side. That's so cute. All right, so I'm gonna do some final touches on it, and then we're gonna move into the face. Alrighty guys, we are back. My hair has been secured. I just grabbed a little satin scarf and tied it down. I'm mostly concerned about securing the sides, make sure they're laying down and staying smooth. So now we can perform my next favorite move, the face. So my skin has already been prepped, which means I've already cleansed and hydrated and moisturized my skin. So we're gonna go ahead through the basics. We're going to prime. I'm using my Hangover RX primer today. And for my foundation, I'm gonna go with the ColourPop No Filter foundation. And I am in the shade Deep Dark 195. I'm also gonna grab my ColourPop No Filter concealers. I use 2 shades. I use the shade Dark 48 and the Deep Dark 54. And for contouring today, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Espresso. So that's my base face. Let me grab my sponges. As always, I use 2 sponges. I have my pink one, which I use for any liquid products, and my purple one, which I use for any powder products. Well, I'm already using ColourPop, so let's just use ColourPop setting powders to go with it. So I have 2 ColourPop ones. I use the Translucent Deep and the Banana. So that's a nice little yellow and a brown. Let's let there be light, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to grab my powder sponge, tap that into my Translucent Deep, and I'm gonna press it into the places that I've noticed I've gotten the most oily. So I'm gonna put that right there. And I learned this trick from Jackie Ina. And I've seen other oily skin people pick up on the trend and do it as well, and their foundation sort of gives them a longer lasting chance to break through that oily skin problem. Boy, let me tell ya, the oily skin crew is serious. Especially in the summer. I feel like in the summer, I'm like hecka oily. So I'm just pressing the powder in. You can use whatever powder you want. If you wanted to use translucent powder instead of a tinted one, you can. If you want to use the yellow one or whatever, do you, boo? Now, I'm going to grab my concealer. I'm going to be grabbing the 48 Deep, and I'm going to put this right under my eye first. I like to brighten my under eye before applying foundation because your girl hasn't been getting as much sleep as I would prefer. And so this just sort of brightens me up. And I just press this in using my sponge, and then of course I'm using the pink one. And as you guys can see, I just instantly woke up the under eye area. So, as I told you guys today at the beginning of the video, this is literally a get ready with me. I'm getting ready for work. Yes, honey. In doing my makeup, I know lots of people will ask me, I get asked all the time, like, why do you wear makeup every day to work or whatever? For me, wearing makeup is just a way for me to express my personality. So wearing makeup to work is not mandatory, obviously. You don't have to if you don't want to. But wearing makeup for me sort of is a way of saying, I woke up with ample time to put some thought into my day. Not only that, but I just feel like it's a way for me to express my personality. So no matter, today I might be feeling blue. Tomorrow I might be feeling green. I might be feeling purple. I might be feeling, you know, who knows what, when, where, and why. And so wearing my makeup is just a way of me to convey more personality, because your girl is full of it. Or at least that's what they tell me. So I'm putting on my foundation, the usual grind. And there's also another reason for me wearing makeup to work. Is this kind of like a moment for me to just sort of be in zen with myself. Because I'm like, I'm putting my face on. That means that I'm going somewhere. And this is just that moment where I give myself a little bit of TLC. A moment where I just focus on me. Because before I put my makeup on, guess what? I'm doing skin prep, which is a little bit of self-care to me. Because a proper skincare routine can take about 5 minutes or more. And there's nothing wrong with giving yourself like 5 minutes. Self-care is really, really important. I think it's something that a lot of people just neglect out of habit of, I have 101 things to do. Pew, 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 pew. You're all over the place. You're like a pinball in a pinball machine, and you're not really giving yourself a moment. As a mom, I got really caught up in the whole mom life. Meaning, there were moments where I was so focused on making sure my son had all his appointments taken care of. Making sure he had everything that he needed. So I made sure he went to the dentist. I made sure he went to his pediatrician. I made sure he went everywhere that he needed to go. And as a result, you know, I didn't really factor in time for myself to do what I needed to do. They'll say, well, I see your son's been in, but you haven't. And it's like, you don't even notice that you haven't done something for yourself. And I really don't think about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think about the fact that I was like negating my personal care because I was focusing on my son's care. So the goal for me has always been like checking in on myself, putting a little energy into Keisha, And I have friends who are like new moms, and they will be like, I'm exhausted. You know, I ran around, I did XYZ for my child, and they forget to sort of like pause, you know, a legitimate pause. Boop. Please hold while I check in on myself. Because when you forget to check in on yourself, like you really do not notice that you might, you know, be a little sleep deprived, and it's really impacting your everyday, all day stuff. And that happens. I mean, my doctors were like telling me the truth. Like my pediatrician was awesome as well. Not just my doctor, but my son's doctors were like, you know, Mom, don't forget to check in on yourself. Your mental health, your physical health, they're all important, because you can't be a rock star mom and you haven't even paused to check in on yourself. Like, Mom, have you done this? Mom, have you done this? Because when your children are small, they're not thinking like, oh, Mom, are you okay? Mom, have you, you know, did you go to your doctor's appointment today? Mom, are you getting 8 hours of sleep? When your children are really, really small, I'm not going to lie, you don't get that full 8 hours. You're lucky if you get 6. All right, so I'm going to check my blends real quick and set my face. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so my face has been completely set. I have my under eye protection, so we won't have any shadows on our cheeks. I'm going to pick up 2 palettes today because I'm going for like a warm, smoky vibe. So I'm going to be using number 1. This is the Juvia's Place Warrior palette, and this is what it looks like. This one I love. It's a lot of neutrals with some shimmers. And then my other palette we're going to pick up is actually the Warrior 2 palette. And this is a lot of mattes, and they give me a good vibe of like warms and neutrals, because I have a black, a white, a gray, a taupey shade, and then I have 2 different browns, and then I have these warm ones in the middle. I always start with a large, dense, sort of fluffy brush. So I'm going to start out first by dipping into the Juvia's Place Warrior palette. And I'm going to pick up this warmer brown shade, which is Kano, and I'm going to also pick up this more neutral tone, which is going to be, honey, don't have me lying, it's AHOSI. And I'm going to use these sort of to brighten up my brow area. So I'm going to start with, we're going to say Aoshi, and I'm literally going to just focus this right in the brow. Because I'm not going to use a highlighter, so I'm going to be using a shimmer up here. But this sort of creamy shade will definitely give you that nice little going on there. Yeah. So we're instantly opening the brow up without using a brow bone highlight, which is normally a shimmer. So I'm going to go ahead and do this eye off camera, and then I'll come back and show you how I did it on this eye. Be right back. Boom! We have our first eye done. No mascara, no eyeliner. We just did that full shadow game. So I'm going to show you guys how I created this. So let's get back into the eye. So I already showed you guys how I used a lighter shade to give me that lift in the brow. So now I'm going to transition into the next shade. So I showed you guys we used the shades here and here to give me that lift at the brow bone. And now I'm going to jump into the Warrior 2 palette. I'm going to pick up the shades Zama to give you that warmth. And then we're going to start adding depth with Kafuru. So for Zama, I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm going to just lightly take him from the crease up. So I'm going to do like this. I'm just going to bring it in like that. Just slowly build up the intensity of that shade, because I do want you to be able to see this shade after we put on the other colors. Now Zama is a peachy pink vibe. He looks like a cross between, like in the pan, he looks like pink and orangey baby. Whenever I do a smoky look, I sort of just flick the brush towards the tail of my brow. And that for me just gives me like a smoked out vibe, because I do want you guys to see it. And for me, smoke, I think about smoking in a literal sense, like, you know, you have a really dark, intense shade, and like as it goes up, it kind of billows into a lighter situation, and it sort of like thins out. So that's why I always flicker my first shade outwards, because I don't want to lose him completely with all the blending. Now I'm going to pick up a more taper pencil brush, and I'm going to pick up the color Kafuru. I might be totally butchering that name. It is Kufuru. I'm going to grab that on my tapered brush, and I'm going to lightly just bring him in like this. So using it like a pencil, I'm sort of like drawing my crease. Just like that. Now we're going to intensify the look. So I'm going to grab this fluffy brush. He's a little tapered, a little pencil, a little bit more dense, and this is a ColourPop E9. So this is a ColourPop E9, and I'm going to pick up, going back into the Warrior palette, and I'm going to pick up the shade Minnow, which I use a lot whenever I want to darken a shade. A darken a smoky look without using black. So that's what you do. So I'm going to lightly tap into the pan. I'm going to pick up a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to tap him directly in the outer V. And I'm going to lightly walk my way towards my lash line and just bringing it in just a little. So as you guys can see, we literally brought it in just a little bit. And then I'm going to do a 1/3 windshield wiper motion and keep it on this outer V area. I don't want to bring this in too far, because I want there to be a nice slow gradient of depth. You know, I don't want this to go from light to dark. I want this to fade into deeper, or fade into the lighter as you go towards my inner corner. So I'm just going to pressy, tappy until I get the depth that I want. You can go as light as you want with this, or as deep as you want with this. I just sort of tap it. And I always keep this close to my lash line. So for those days where I don't really feel like putting on eyeliner, which happens a lot, honestly, using a darker shade kind of gives you that vibe. Now I'm going to pick up my flat brush, and I'm going to go into the Warrior palette, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here in the bottom corner. He's a little bit deeper, a little bit darker than the rest, and he is called Dahomey. D-A-H-O-M-E-Y. I apologize if I'm butchering these names, honey, but you know what? I try. And if I'm not sure, when in doubt, spell it out. Okay, so I'm just going to load up my flat brush. And as always, when I apply my shimmer, I intensify it at the upper lash line. So let's just tap that on. Tap it, tap, tap. I feel like a tap dancer when I say it. Tap it, tap it, tappa. Tappa, tappa, tappa. If you guys are a Simpsons fan, then you totally know that episode. And if you do, comment down below. Okay, so I'm just going to tappa, tappa, tappa. I rarely ever wet the brush when I'm applying my shimmers, mostly because I pack it on with a tapping motion. Now, if you're just having a poor job of getting that product off, or maybe you want to have more of a metallic-y vibe or a dual chrome vibe, sometimes adding the product to the brush and then lightly spraying the brush with your setting spray will give you a more intense color. So now for the bottom lash line, I'm going to pick up my under eye smudger. I'm going to pick up the shade Zama, and I'm going to bring him to my inner corner. I'm also going to use the shade Kafuru to do the outer V. I just had a hiccup. But first, I'm going to pick up a small detailing brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Mormi, M-O-R-M-I, which is right here smack dab in the middle of the Warrior palette. And I'm going to use him as my inner eye highlight. I just bring it to the inner corner. Any shimmer, oh. I'm sorry, I've had a lot of coffee today. I bring him in, and then I lightly drag it along my lower lash line. Because of the shape of my eye, I just think it's more flattering to bring it to my lower lash. I know some people don't, some people do, but like I say, do what you do. Perfect. With Zama, and I'm going to press him right here in the front third of the lower lash line. Pressing, pressing, pressing. I told you guys, if you press it into place, A, you'll get more payoff of the color, and B, it'll lessen the amount of pigment that you might actually get on your eye, which can be really annoying. Like, can't even tell you guys how annoying that is to have that there, especially if I put my contacts on. So now I'm going to pick up the shade Kafuru, and I'm going to tap it right on top of that shade at the tail end, and then slowly pull my way back to the outer corner. And then I'm going to lightly do a little number like this. And I feel like when I use this, I don't have to pick up the shade Minnow, because I'm going to pull some of Minnow down when I'm doing this back and forth motion. Ooh, baby. I'm liking this. I'm really feeling this. Okay, so I'm not going to go overboard. I'm not going to do anything else to my eyes. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop. So let's put my shadows away. I'm going to clean up my vanity, clean up my cheeks, and I'll be back with you for the finish, okay? Don't mind me, I need more coffee. Alrighty, I'm back. The vanity is clean. My face is ready for the next step. So I'm gonna pick up my blush palette. This is the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette. I like this one because it has a lot of warmer, deeper shades. Ooh la la. And I'm gonna take the shades Zane and the center shade at the top, which is Neo. And I'm going to use the combination of those two to give me a nice blushy look. I'm kind of playing off the pinkier tone that we use at the top of the brow. So I'm going to pick up a nice fluffy brush. This is the F24 brush from AOA Studios. Now, applying blush doesn't need a lot of chit chat for that. So I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit more about some things that I find to be very important. Back to my chit chat bye. So when it comes to self-care, I want everybody to have a takeaway moment from this of self-care is a simple moment of relaxing, a simple moment of saying, you know what? I deserve 5 minutes to myself. I deserve 5 minutes to do something nice for myself. If it's your off day and it's a day where like the kids are out, everything that you need to do is done. If you like reading a book, I would say read a book. Go into a nice quiet corner and read a book. I find that the most relaxing thing. And I was telling a friend my true vibes about reading. Reading for me is sort of a brain situation. Reading sort of gives you that ability to use your imagination, which is a skill that I think we start to lose as we get older and we don't do anything to sort of hone in on that vibe. And so for me, reading is the ability to A, keep the brain working. Reading different authors also gives you different word plays and gives you some vibrancy in the imagination department. Like my imagination is alive and popping when I am reading a book because I'm reading the words, I'm visualizing the characters, I've created the room, I've created the person, I've created all these things in my mind, and it's not just given to me like you would if you were watching a movie or a TV show. Because when you're watching a movie or a TV show, guess what, honey? All the imagination is being done for you. The characters are supplied, the room is decorated for you. They don't have to use words to give you the idea like the room was a warm, rich red color. Your definition of a warm, rich red color can be completely different from mine. So reading for me is a moment of self-care as well. I pick up the artists that I love, the authors that I enjoy the most are the ones that I tend to read. I like mysteries and things like that. So I read those a lot. It just sort of gets my brain going, you know. So as always, I'm using my Sephora lip liner in the shade Molasses. I grabbed a nude color. This is called Naked from the AOA Studios. And I'm gonna pick up the Makeup Shayla lip gloss in the shade Neat Freak. It's the opposite of how I feel when I have highlighter all over my face, okay? So I'm gonna line my lips, be right back. Alrighty, so I'm done with lining my lips. Now I'm gonna pick up the shade. I'm gonna give you guys the best little bit of advice. If you are chocolatey and you love a nude lip, your bestest best friend is going to be a darker lip liner. Molasses is a great choice. That one's from Sephora. BFF 3 and 4 are also nice dark ones. I've even used black lipstick to line my lip, or a really nice chocolatey lipstick, because a light, this is like a, I don't know, it really is like a nude in the tan category, maybe even pinky nude. And for me, being chocolate, this can look like powdered donut residue. So using a dark lip liner and allowing that to sort of like buff it out, you see how that doesn't look so off-putting? Like this shade can be really, really off-putting. So the last step, as always, because we've set and all that jazz, is to put on some mascara. I'm going to use the Bad Girl Bang mascara from Benefit. And my tip to avoid mascara disaster, just tap it on a napkin or paper towel to remove the excess from the tip of the applicator and then apply. I'm going to take the moment and do this off camera and be right back. But there you have it, guys. A simple, quick transition from a two braid moment to a full-blown, I like this look. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this look and you want to recreate this look, please don't forget to tag me. Hit me on my Instagram. I would love to see what you guys come up with, your own interpretations and tweaks. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear from me and you want to know the next time your girl just drops a video on your lap, then hit that bell button, honey. Make it rain, make it rain. I am so happy with how this look came out. I hope you guys try it for yourself. And until the next time we meet again, peace.